So, Susan, why did you decide to pursue governance education?
For me, it seemed like a really important way to learn and be better prepared to serve on various boards. I mean, even internally for my own organization, I learned quite a bit. And also just to learn more about the fiduciary responsibilities, to learn from the other classmates, I think was very important. You know, it is a really big duty to be a board member, and by having this education, it really has prepared me better for the various types of boards and the role and responsibilities. What is the most important skill or understanding you have gained from the Charter Director program?
The importance of asking the right questions and knowing enough about your role to ask the right questions at the right time so that you can make informed decisions. There has been a lot of different modules and different ways of learning in this program. What do you think was the highlight of the program for you?
I certainly enjoyed the last module where we actually did quite a bit of role playing. That was super helpful, and so each module was designed in a way that I think it covered the necessary academic requirements, but also enabled us to do some group work as well, which also provided some unique learnings to the course.
So, and in your experience, what is the single most important issue facing boards in Canada today?
Well, I think that they have a tough job. I think that policies and regulations have really changed the way that boards operate. I think that's super important. I think the fiduciary responsibility to board members and their responsibilities. I think that there's a lot more pressure on boards to think about truth and reconciliation, ESG practices, that I think that there's a lot more social aspects and social innovation required in addition to the financial metrics.
I think diversity in the board in Canada is a really important thing that is going to be increasingly important going forward. It enriches the discussions, and I've witnessed that through this cohort with the 18 Black charter directors that just graduated under our collaboration with the John Ware Institute. And I think that was really important, and you can see how the discussion was more enriched by the presence of these very talented individuals.
Even after I did the first module, I could already better understand why we did things the way we did, because it really kind of reviews the history associated with board governance, etc. And I'm a believer in long life learning. But generally speaking, I found the curriculum was really good. I think every session that I participated in all the sessions, I learned something. And I can't always say that about everything I've always done. Maybe that's because I'm older and I appreciate more what goes into learning and a curriculum preparation, but I thought that was super helpful, all of the various aspects.
I fully agree. Like a group of very talented instructors who brought their knowledge to bear on designing a great program and delivering it in a very interesting and compelling way, leveraging the expertise in the students and their experiences. I think it was just one of the best programs I have been part of.
What was the highlight of your experience in the Charter Director program?
I think there were many highlights, but if I was to pinpoint one, it would be the simulation in the last module, where I thought that we brought all the learnings from the different modules to bear. And it was a live case, and the way they ran it was very interesting, giving us bits of the case the night before, and then increasingly revealing more information to us as would happen in a real life situation. And running the simulation as if you're in a board meeting, and you very quickly forget that it is a simulation, you feel you're in a real board meeting, and how the chair is doing or not doing their job at times, and how this impacts dynamics of how the board meeting is running. I thought that was very, very interesting, and that in itself was had very significant learnings for me. Like from my side, I think one of the greatest lessons was being a student in a program in a school where I'm the dean. So like you're observing how instructors work, and you're giving them enough like latitude so that they don't feel like the dean is a student in this class. I think that was really important for me to take that perspective. It gave me a different feeling of how the school runs and so on. So that was differently.
And probably some pressure, because there was pressure on you to pass the exam. So I would also say, as provost of an institution where the dean of business reports to me, there, certainly there was pressure to make sure I did do well in the course and I was prepared. But kidding aside, I think that this commitment to lifelong learning, and I think as leaders we walk the talk. Okay, the next question is, in your experience, what is the single most important issue facing boards in Canada today?
I think if I distill it to one thing, it would be diversity. And it's not only diversity, racial diversity, but diversity or gender diversity. It's diversity by background. You want to have the right people at the table to offer complementary skill sets to each other, but also diversity in terms of having enough women, for example, on the board, having enough people of color on the board, having indigenous representation on the board, and just to name a few. Why do you feel it's so important for people in leadership positions to invest time into board governance education?
Well, because I think in order for us to do a good job and to be effective, we all need to have some education. So, certainly for many of us at certain points in our career, depending on your career trajectory, you probably have participated in different kinds of boards or different kinds of committees, but I think the formal education is important given the roles and responsibilities that you serve in. You can learn things on your own, but I think by doing a formalized program, obviously you learn the right types of skills. And I guess broadly speaking, it's one of the important aspects that you can add to your toolbox. When when we think about skills and tools and how we can actually be better at what we do, education's a part of that.